Hello, book lovers, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving into a book that has absolutely captivated the literary world and swept up some major awards. Omar El Akkad's debut non-fiction work, One Day, Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This. This is the book everyone's talking about, the one that won the 2025 National Book Award for non-fiction and shot to the top of the New York Times bestseller list. You might know Omar El Akkad from his acclaimed novels like American War and What Strange Paradise, but this is his first foray into non-fiction, and let me tell you, it's a powerful one. One Day, Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This isn't a traditional narrative in the sense of a linear story. Instead, it's a deeply personal, yet universally resonant, exploration of belonging, identity, and the insidious nature of prejudice. It's a book that grapples with the feeling of being an outsider, of being perpetually judged and othered, not just by others, but sometimes by ourselves. The book is structured around a series of essays, or rather meditations, that weave together El Akkad's own experiences with broader societal observations. He's writing from the perspective of a Muslim Arab immigrant in the West, but he masterfully expands this to touch on the experiences of anyone who has ever felt marginalized, scrutinized, or fundamentally misunderstood. One of the core themes that El Akkad explores is the concept of the suspect. He delves into how certain communities, particularly those of color or those with perceived foreignness, are often preemptively cast as threats. This isn't just about overt discrimination. It's about the subtle, pervasive ways this suspicion manifests. In media portrayals, in security measures, in everyday interactions, and even in the internal monologues of those who are targeted. He uses his own life as a lens, recounting instances where his name, his appearance, or his background immediately placed him under a certain kind of scrutiny. It's a feeling of being constantly observed, of having your actions interpreted through a pre-existing, often negative, framework. This isn't about seeking pity. It's about dissecting a deeply ingrained societal mechanism. El Akkad is brilliant at illustrating how this suspicion becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. When you are consistently treated as if you are a potential danger, it can, over time, alter your own perception of yourself and your place in the world. It can lead to a kind of internalized otherness, a feeling that you are always on the outside looking in, even when you are physically present. He also talks about the performative aspect of identity, particularly for those who are trying to navigate a world that is wary of them. How do you present yourself to avoid triggering that suspicion? What parts of your identity do you emphasize, and which do you downplay? It's a constant, exhausting negotiation, a balancing act between authenticity and the need for acceptance. The book isn't just about the individual experience, though. El Akkad is a keen observer of the broader political and social landscapes that shape these feelings. He connects the personal to the political, showing how policies, historical events, and cultural narratives contribute to the creation and perpetuation of these suspect categories. He examines how fear, often manufactured or amplified, becomes a powerful tool for division and control. One of the most striking aspects of the book is its unflinching honesty. El Akkad doesn't shy away from the uncomfortable truths, both about the world and about his own reactions to it. He's not afraid to admit to moments of anger, of frustration, and even of complicity. He acknowledges that the lines between the oppressor and the oppressed, the observer and the observed, can sometimes blur. He uses vivid anecdotes and powerful imagery to bring his points to life. You'll find yourself nodding along, recognizing these patterns in your own life, or in the lives of people you know, even if your own background is vastly different. That's the mark of truly great nonfiction, its ability to resonate on a personal level while also shedding light on universal human experiences. A key concept that emerges is the idea of always having been against this. It's a phrase that encapsulates the feeling of being perpetually at odds with a dominant narrative or societal structure. It's the sense that no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you assimilate, there will always be a fundamental disconnect, a reason why you are not fully embraced. El Akkad explores the psychological toll of this perpetual state of being against. It can breed a sense of isolation, a feeling of being fundamentally alone in your struggle. It can also lead to a deep-seated weariness, a fatigue that comes from constantly having to justify your existence or defend your identity. He also touches on the ways in which this feeling of being against can be passed down through generations. Children who grow up in communities that are consistently marginalized learn to navigate the world with a heightened sense of caution and awareness. They internalize the lessons of their elders about how to avoid trouble, how to be invisible, and how to protect themselves from the gaze of the outside world. The book doesn't offer easy answers or simple solutions. It's not a self-help guide. Instead, it's an invitation to think, to question, and to empathize. El Akkad is asking us to look critically at the structures that create and maintain these divisions, and to consider our own roles within them. He challenges the notion of a neutral observer. We are all, in some way, participants in the systems that he describes. We are either complicit in perpetuating them, or we are actively working against them. There's no real middle ground. One of the essays that particularly struck me was his reflection on language. He discusses how words themselves can be weaponized, how certain terms become loaded with negative connotations and used to dehumanize or dismiss entire groups of people. He examines the power of narrative and how it can be used to shape public perception, often to the detriment of those who are already on the margins. He also explores the concept of belonging and its complex relationship with identity. What does it mean to truly belong? Is it about assimilation, or is it about acceptance of one's true self? El Akkad suggests that for many, the pursuit of belonging can be a lifelong, often fraught journey. The title itself, "One Day, Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This," is incredibly evocative. It speaks to a future where the present struggles are seen in retrospect, where the injustices of today are acknowledged, perhaps even regretted. But it also carries a melancholic undertone, suggesting that this againstness is so deeply ingrained that it will, in a way, always have been there. El Akkad's prose is sharp, intelligent, and often poetic. He has a remarkable ability to distill complex ideas into clear, impactful sentences. He's not afraid to be vulnerable, and this vulnerability is what makes the book so compelling. You feel like you're having a deeply personal conversation with him, even as he's addressing vast societal issues. He doesn't preach, he probes. He invites the reader to join him in his investigation, to wrestle with the questions he poses. This is a book that will stay with you long after you've finished reading it. It will make you think differently about the world around you, about the people you encounter, and perhaps even about yourself. The book also serves as a powerful counter-narrative to the often simplistic and biased portrayals of Muslim and Arab communities in Western media. El Akkad humanizes these experiences, showing the depth and complexity of lives that are too often reduced to stereotypes. He's not asking for sympathy, but for understanding. He's not demanding an apology, but a reckoning. He's asking us to acknowledge the ways in which we, as a society, have created and maintained systems of othering, and to consider how we can dismantle them. The brilliance of One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This lies in its ability to be both deeply personal and profoundly universal. While El Akkad draws heavily on his own experiences as a Muslim Arab immigrant, the themes of prejudice, belonging, and the struggle for identity resonate with anyone who has ever felt like an outsider or who has witnessed the effects of systemic bias. He masterfully unpacks the insidious ways in which suspicion can become ingrained, not just in societal structures, but in individual psyches. He explores how the constant need to navigate a world that views you as potentially suspect can lead to a form of internalized otherness, a feeling of being perpetually on the outside looking in. The book is a testament to the power of narrative and the ways in which language can be used to both marginalize and empower. El Akkad's prose is elegant and incisive, and his insights are both thought-provoking and deeply moving. He doesn't offer easy answers, but rather invites the reader to engage in a critical examination of the world around them and their place within it. One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This is a vital and timely work. It's a book that challenges us to confront uncomfortable truths about prejudice, identity, and belonging in our modern world. It's a book that will make you think, make you feel, and ultimately make you see the world a little differently. If you're looking for a book that is both intellectually stimulating and emotionally resonant, I cannot recommend One Day Everyone Will Have Always Been Against This highly enough. It's a book that deserves all the accolades it has received and more. Thank you for joining me today to discuss this incredible book. If you've read it, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you haven't, I hope this summary has convinced you to pick it up. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more book summaries and discussions. We'll see you in the next one.